What if I told you that sometimes to win your biggest battles, you don't need more, you need less? It sounds crazy, right? We're always taught to build bigger, stronger, to gather more resources. But what if the path to an impossible victory lies in being stripped down to almost nothing? What if God makes you smaller just to show that He is so much bigger? This is the incredible, mind-bending story of a man named Gideon. Picture this. The people of Israel are in a terrible spot. For 7 long years, they've been terrorized by the Midianites. These weren't just small raids. The Midianites would swarm in like a plague of locusts, destroying crops, stealing livestock, and leaving the Israelites starving and hiding in caves. They were outnumbered, outmatched, and utterly desperate. In the middle of all this fear and despair, an angel of the Lord appears to a man named Gideon. And what's Gideon doing? He's threshing wheat in a winepress. A winepress. That's a pit in the ground. He's hiding, trying to save a little bit of food from the invaders. He's not exactly exuding heroic warrior vibes. But the angel says to him, "The Lord is with you, mighty warrior." Gideon's reaction is probably what yours or mine would be. He's like, "Mighty warrior? Are you kidding me?" If God is with us, why is all this terrible stuff happening? Where are all the miracles we heard about? He's full of doubt, fear, and questions. He feels weak. He feels insignificant. His clan is the weakest, and he's the least in his family. But God doesn't see what Gideon sees. God sees a leader. So God gives him a mission. Go in the strength you have and save Israel from the Midianites. Gideon, reluctantly, starts to rally an army, and he does a pretty good job. 32,000 men show up, ready to fight. Okay, 32,000. The Midianite army, by contrast, is said to be as numerous as the sand on the seashore, at least 135,000 strong. The odds are already terrible, like 4-1 against them. But with 32,000, maybe, just maybe, they have a sliver of a chance. But then, God speaks to Gideon, and he says something absolutely baffling. You have too many men. Too many? They're already massively outnumbered. God explains, I don't want Israel to boast and say my own strength has saved me. God's about to teach a lesson, not just to the enemy, but to his own people. So Gideon follows God's instruction. He tells anyone who is afraid that they can go home. And you know what? 22,000 men pack up and leave. 2/3 of his army vanishes just like that. Now he's left with 10,000 men. The odds just went from 4-1 to almost 14-1. This is getting insane. They're standing against a military superpower with a fraction of the force. You'd think, okay, God, this is it, right? Now we fight? No. God looks at the 10,000 and says to Gideon, there are still too many. At this point, Gideon must have thought he was hearing things. This plan makes no tactical sense whatsoever. But he obeys. God gives him a strange test. Take them down to the water, God says. Separate those who lap the water with their tongues like a dog from those who kneel down to drink. So they go down to the river. Most of the men, 9,700 of them, kneel down, put their faces in the water, and drink. But a small group, just 300 men, cup the water in their hands and lap it, staying alert, staying watchful. God says, with the 300 men who lapped, I will save you. and give the Midianites into your hands. 300, from 32,000 down to 300. The odds are now 450 to 1. This isn't a battle plan. It's a suicide mission. Unless the one leading you is the God of the universe. That night, under the cover of darkness, Gideon gives his 300 men their weapons. And these are not the weapons of war. Each man gets a trumpet, an empty clay jar, and a torch to put inside the jar. Trumpets, jars, and lights. That's it. They surround the massive Midianite camp. On Gideon's signal, they all do 3 things at once. They blow their trumpets with a deafening blast. They smash their clay jars, revealing the blazing torches inside, and they shout, "A sword for the Lord and for Gideon." The effect is pure chaos. The Midianites wake up to terrifying noise and light coming from every direction. They think they're surrounded by a colossal army. In their panic and confusion, they turn on each other. The Lord causes the entire enemy camp to draw their swords against their own comrades. They basically defeat themselves. Gideon and his 300 men didn't have to lift a single sword against the enemy. They just had to show up, obey, and make some noise. They won an impossible war because their victory wasn't about their strength, their numbers, or their strategy. It was about God's power being perfected in their weakness. Maybe you're feeling like Gideon today, hiding in a wine press, feeling small, insignificant, and facing odds that seem completely insurmountable. Maybe you feel like your resources are being stripped away, that you're getting smaller when you need to be bigger. Remember this story. Sometimes God has to reduce us down to nothing, so we have no choice but to rely on Him for everything. He wants to show you that your victory doesn't depend on your strength, but on His. He wants the glory, and He deserves it. So what if God is making you smaller right now, just to show you that He is bigger? Don't miss out on your daily dose of spiritual nourishment and powerful stories like this one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button